and welcome to the Before It Was School podcast. Welcome back. Episode 28.1.
We're back. It's been quite a long time.
Yeah.
It's a bit weird, isn't it? Like just doing this again. It's been a while.
Yeah, I know. I had COVID and it nearly killed me, and I'm still struggling to breathe sometimes. But
oh yeah, well, if you go.
Sorry. Well, obviously we're out of sync with each other. We haven't done this in a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And like as Tom was saying, like COVID's always going to hit him that bit harder just because of his underlying health conditions. And then like because you're still in recovery. And how long ago was it that you had it?
I got it pretty much the week after we recorded last. So in April.
Yeah, so yeah, it's just been slow. Like, weren't the muscles in your chest starting to give up or something? Or
Yeah, that's what they were like really worried because the muscles in my chest didn't want to cough anymore, so I couldn't get the phlegm and everything up. And then it pretty much started to suffocate me from the inside out. Yeah, that sucked.
Did you have to be put on a what are they called? Well, what are the breathing things called?
I can't remember what they're called, but no, I didn't have to do any of that, luckily. I had direct injection of steroids in my chest muscles. Now I look like Scott Steiner.
Hopefully your maths is a bit better.
No. I fear Lance Wright.
For those who don't know that reference, look up Scott Steiner math.
From TNA Unbreakable, is it? 06?
You don't really have to even say what the pay-per-view was. You just look up that
Steiner math
promo and the Steiner math promo. Like, it's one of the best bad promos ever. Like, it's just so bad. It's good.
And he still defends it to this day.
Oh, absolutely. And the funny thing is, that's our first tangent of the new episode.
Then straight after I had that, Jay got COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you want to go into yours.
Oh, it wasn't horrendous for me or anything. Like, it was unpleasant, but it wasn't horrendous or anything. But then my parents got it in the same house.
Yeah.
Which wasn't a terrible thing. But yeah, then we just kept missing each other, and Tom wasn't able to send messages to me for some reason.
Yeah, because my phone is a very good phone, but if I even slightly miss the send button, it closes and it acts like it sent the message. So I keep forgetting to double check because I'm an idiot.
Yeah. So yeah, Tom was getting a bit annoyed at me, thinking I was ghosting him and not replying. He'd never sent the message to begin with.
Yeah, I just thought you were being a prick.
Oh, well, I was being a prick, but it had nothing to do with that situation.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah. A bit of interesting news on my behalf. We'll get into the topic soon, everyone. But I also I did an open mic for my stand-up on Friday.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How'd you go?
It went well. It was a good bit of fun. The speakers playing up halfway threw me for a bit. But I recovered and got some good laughs. It was a good one. I enjoyed it. It's good to be back doing that.
Where at?
The Blind Pig in Orange.
I have no idea where that is.
So it's down. What is it? Is it McNamara Lane? Like, you know where Landers is?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that lane that's just after Landers.
Okay. Yeah.
It's down there. It's a little live music bar sort of thing.
Oh, okay. That wasn't there when I was there.
No, probably not.
Yeah. Well, I did leave that hellhole like 10 years ago, and it's the best decision I ever made.
I'm honestly still liking Orange, but that's just me.
Yeah, but that's because it has 32 bars in the entire town?
No, they're actually dropping.
Oh, really?
Yeah, well, the Western's closed.
Yeah, I know that.
The Carrington closed ages ago. Rumors are that the Metro's going to become a restaurant.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Oxo/Aaron. It's been many different things. It closed quite a while ago.
Yeah, that closed. Yeah, ages
But
ago.
there's a lot of the bars and stuff are closing and just going into restaurants because, well, you can get kids in a restaurant, so there's more money.
Yeah, they're doing what the Robin Hood realized like 30 years ago.
Well, it's what the Ophir did, and they're honestly better than the Robin Hood. But
Yeah,
anyway,
they are
we're
better.
tangenting still.
Yeah.
We are really tangenting. This is not unusual. But so just to let everyone know before we do the theme music, the topic we are talking, it's a big one. We thought we'd come back with a pretty big bang. It's the Simpsons.
Yeah. Probably the most influential cartoon family of all time. Yes, I am willing to say that, Family Guy.
Oh, they're definitely more. Well, Family Guy's just. We'll talk about that. Play the theme music. Play the goddamn theme music.
Okay, and I'll try and do something special for our return.
Are you going to do it like the Simpsons theme, like the Before It Was Cool podcast? Gross.
Might get sued for that one.
No, it's parody. Parody's free ride.
Oh yeah, it is too. Alrighty, I'll figure something out. It probably won't be as good as that, but it will be something.
Okay, easy enough. Anyway, play the music. The Before It Was Cool podcast. That was the theme music. This is Shakey Jay. That's Tom on Treads. We're back. I've really missed this, actually. I really have. Just a fun shit-talking session.
Yeah, exactly. It's
occasionally staying to a topic, too.
Yes, occasionally staying to the topic. But yeah, I've missed it as well, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just a great way for us to catch up, and the fact that people like listening to it, like 3 people, I think, like listening to it, makes it all good. Speaking of which, hi Lauren, and I think we're still saying "fuck you, Damo."
No, we finished the last episode of "Fuck You, Damo," but still, fuck you, Damo. And hey, Lauren.
Yeah, hey Lauren. Even though I was just talking to you earlier, but yeah, it's nice to hear it on a recording.
Yeah.
By someone who thinks they're famous. But yeah, so we're talking about The Simpsons, and yeah, so I think we'd both agree that it's probably the most influential adult cartoon series of all time. Like it.
Well, yeah.
It was really such a trailbreaker, like a trailblazer sort of thing for that style of comedy, because like I'm trying to think what else animated that had an adult audience there was. Like there was a lot of the older cartoons where they were made not so much for adults, but like as a family viewing thing, like your Flintstones, your Jetsons, like adults would sit down and watch them.
Yeah.
But The Simpsons was really more, this is a bit more racy, a little bit more adult.
Yeah. It was targeted more towards adults.
And teens, yeah.
Yeah. Like later on, there were things like Daria and Beavis and Butthead and Ren and Stimpy.
Well, Ren and Stimpy was a really surprising one because it was marketed to children, but it was so damn adult.
Yeah, I know. Because they gave my judge
really went under the radar.
Yeah, it's because they gave my judge a carte blanche over the scripts and just said go for it. Next thing you know, you had this fucked up chihuahua and this fucked up cat.
And they were both voiced by Billy West, weren't they?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, Billy West is the guy who does Fry's voice, and I think he did both Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
So yeah, most of the time it was him just talking to himself.
Yeah.
But yeah, if it wasn't for Simpsons, we wouldn't have Family Guy. We wouldn't have South Park, probably.
We might have South Park.
But I don't think it would have been as big because South Park came on the scene when The Simpsons was kind of was at the tail end of their good seasons.
Kind of. the tail end of the good seasons came around 99. South Park hit the scene around 96, didn't it?
I didn't think it was 96, but it definitely could be, to be honest. Like, I don't know for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was such... Yeah, and yeah, South Park came along and it picked up a lot of the Simpsons watchers who'd grown out of the Simpsons as well.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
and yeah, kept it going. Like, I think South Park still would have happened, but I don't think it would have been as big as what it is now and still going.
Yeah, probably.
But then again, who knows? I'm no expert in comedy or anything like that. It's just an idea, really.
Like, The Simpsons started in 89, and their last really good season was probably season 10, which is 99. And I know for a fact that the South Park movie came out before that.
Okay.
So...
Yeah, fair enough.
So, yeah, it would have been around before its demise. Because it had, like, what, 2 or 3 seasons under its belt before the movie?
Something like that. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. If you know the maths for this, write it in the comments or send us a message saying it. Because, yeah, we're just going off memory here. And both of us, like, I was in what? In 96, I was in year 2 and you were probably in year 1, weren't you?
No, I was in NAM.
In NAM?
Yeah.
Yep, that's unexpected.
In 96, I was in, like, year 2 or 3.
Because, yeah, how old are you again? You're 32?
Yeah, I'm only 33.
Yeah, so, yeah, you would have been... Because, yeah, you're a year younger than me, and so you would have been in year 1 and I would have been in year 2.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense.
Because
I remember I was in year 1 in 1995 because I was living in Port Macquarie that year.
But don't forget, yours got held back 2 years because you're a teacher and you're dumb shit.
No, I wasn't held back for 2 years. I went back to school. There's a difference.
Oh, God. I haven't.
And aren't you a teacher too anyway, motherfucker?
I'm becoming one. I'm still doing the fucking course. That's why I haven't slept in like 3 weeks.
I thought that was your insomnia.
That
and chronic masturbation problem.
Yes, that too. And chronic pain. But all 3 of them combined just creates a very good experience. That's why I'm always hard.
Well, I was going to say, like, Tom can actually walk fine when he's not masturbating. The reason he's in a wheelchair is he masturbates too much and it cripples him.
Yeah, exactly. And I have to shave my hands every single day.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that'd be terrible for me with my shaking, trying to shave my hands.
Or I saw a comedian the other day that stole your joke.
Which one?
The shaking.
What did they say?
He said he had a shaking disorder, and I thought it was logical, but I was like, Jay says it the exact same way, but how girls get along with you because you just need to stick them in and you like a vibrator.
Oh no, because I do a different sort of thing for that joke. I imply that throughout my route through the joke, saying my hands vibrate. Whatever they touch vibrates. Yeah, we're on the same wavelength. Yeah.
Yeah.
It means if I hold my dick, it sprays everywhere when I piss, so I leave the toilet seat down, ladies. Like, it's a misdirection joke from me.
That's what I mean. He tells it exactly like that. I wish I saved the video. It was on TikTok.
Was it an Aussie or?
Yeah, it was, actually.
Motherfucker.
And I think he might have stolen your joke. I don't know who he was. I wish I had shared it. Do you have TikTok?
No, I'm an adult.
Taylor got me fucking hooked on that shit, man. Like, at first I was like, nah, I'm not gonna fucking use it. No, keep it away from me. Then she started showing me these dog videos, and I was like, oh, fuck, that's funny. And then she showed me something called whack. Fuck. Like, time for a game of whack, fuck. Whack. Fuck! Oh, that's so good. And then the Who's Line is that anyway, videos are all on there, and I just got hooked. Now, I just can't stop.
Yep, just like your masturbation.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, let's get back on the topic. Because we're like, we're almost 19 minutes into this shit, and we haven't started.
That sounds like us.
Yeah.
all the tangents have been building up in us because we haven't had an opportunity. So now they're all coming out.
Yeah,
And,
this is going to be a tangent orgasm.
Yeah. Well, at least we'll. I was worried we were going to use up all our content in the first episode and not have anything to talk about for the second episode. But no, the tangents have got us covered.
There's our name of the episode, the Tangent Orgasm.
Oh, and some Simpsons.
Tangent Orgasm onto the Simpsons.
Right.
Considering 3 of them are kids, no. Yuck,
You're
Jay.
the one that said it, not me.
Why would you even suggest that, Jay?
I did not suggest that at all. I said, and some Simpsons, because we'll finally get to talking to it eventually. But now we're talking about orgasms. So, yeah, let's just keep off topic. But, yeah, so, The Simpsons. So, okay, the first question I've got to ask is, Tom, who is your favorite character in The Simpsons?
Hans Moleman.
Really? Okay, I wasn't expecting that.
I just like him. Cowabunga, dude.
It's like kissing a giant peanut.
I just like him. Him or Mo?
Mo, yeah.
Mo
Why
is...
Mo?
I don't know. He's just always there, and he's so funny. He's like the only good part of the later episodes. To me,
Like
anyway.
Just the whole depressed humor and the straight up aggression.
Yeah, pretty much. I just love I've watched the episode the other day where he won Bartender of the Year or whatever it was, and he got his face crushed and his face plastic rebuilt. And and the dude chucks the wino out the door, and the wino goes like almost 12 feet. The girl forfeits because she's like, "Ooh, I don't want to touch the drunk." And then Mo tries to throw Barney, and he won't move. So he grabs a big bulb with a nail through it and runs at Barney, and Barney just leaps out the fucking door. Oh, God.
And the tongue.
To get him the win. Oh, I just love that. Who would be your favorite?
My favorite, so I've got a couple, but probably my number one favorite character is Groundskeeper Willie.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what scene he's in, he always cracks me up.
The shitting. That's what I said. The shitting.
Like, I loved, like, one moment with Groundskeeper Willie where I just absolutely lost my shit. It's where he's, they're having an evacuation in the school, and he goes, "If I don't save the wee turtles, who'll save them?" Runs in, "Save me from the wee turtles. They were too fast for me." And then there's like the whole thing, like, brothers and sisters shouldn't be friends. They're like the English and Scots, and the Irish and Scots, and the Welsh and Scots, and the Scots and Scots. Damn Scots ruining Scotland for everyone.
Or they're going home back to Scotland and goes, "Ma, pa."
Yeah.
And then just walks away.
But, like, yeah, he's, like, I think Groundskeeper Willie, any episode he is in and has, like, just a couple of lines is usually really solid.
Yeah.
Just a really funny character, and I think he's done well.
In my opinion, he has the best Treehouse of Horrors episode.
Oh, the Shining one?
No, the Freddy Krueger.
The Freddy Krueger one, yeah.
Yeah. The way he, like, is accidentally lit on fire, then Skinner says, "Wait, Willie." So he just sits down on the chair and crosses his legs.
And then when he goes to Ash, he actually sweeps himself up.
Yeah. Oh, God.
The moment in that episode, another one that I lose my shit, all the kids are showing where they've been slashed. And then Nelson comes up and he's going, "He used the floor buffer on me," and he's all shiny. Like, I give a lot of shit to more modern Simpsons episodes, but I tell you what, when they're good, the writers are good. They're so good.
Yeah, exactly. Like, back in the day, sure, they had Conan O'Brien, but, like, you had to still be good to be a writer on The Simpsons.
Yeah, absolutely, and still the case. Like,
Yeah.
Like watching some of the more modern, like the most recent ones, they've changed the tone of the humor quite a bit.
Yeah, since Disney bought them, surprisingly.
Yeah, since Disney bought them, they got a lot more adult. It was quite. But yeah, I rewatched all the series a couple of months ago.
I can only get up to season 11, and then I just fucking grind. I can't get past it for some reason.
See, I don't mind the seasons. Like, yeah, they're not as good. And that's all based on the character change of Homer, where because he started off just being generally a well-meaning idiot, whereas towards the end he became a lot more selfish, a lot more, not well-meaning. Like sometimes he could be straight up vindictive and nasty.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's how that big change is what threw a lot of people off because of
the
change in his character.
There is a fan theory behind that.
It's all based on the head trauma.
Yeah, it wasn't after the Gorge episode. It was after I think it was Roderick Tatum episode, where he started to turn to the more vindictive version of Homer, the more selfish, narcissistic version of Homer.
Yeah, it's like I remember having a discussion just about Homer as a character with someone, and one of the things I said is that Homer is one of the best examples of an anti-hero.
Yeah.
And he really is. Like, and so many people, when they hear the term anti-hero, they think of characters like, the first one that always comes to mind is the Punisher.
Yeah.
And then you say that Homer's an anti-hero, and people are like, no, he's not violent. Well, he is actually quite violent. I mean, look at the traits of Homer. Generally, you want him to succeed. He's generally the good guy of the story. And generally, he's violent to his son, incredibly violent to his son. He's an alcoholic. He's lazy. He's a gluttonous sloth.
Yeah.
Like, he's not a good person, but
with an addictive personality.
With a what, sorry?
Addictive personality.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And like, he's always like, he's incompetent, he's stupid, he's everything you don't want in a person.
Yeah.
But he is still the hero of the story, and you do want him to succeed, which makes him that anti-hero sort of thing. He does have redeeming points, of course. Like, he does some beautiful things throughout the series, like the Do It For Her episode.
Yeah.
With Maggie. Beautiful. Some interactions with Bart are really positive, where he actually is doing the right thing. He's definitely an anti-hero, just a different form of anti-hero to what everyone else is expecting.
Yeah, exactly.
When you say anti-hero. But yeah, so one thing I have noticed, like, and what both of us just said when we talked about favorite characters, it's a lot of the time, and a lot of people I talk to when we talk about favorite characters in The Simpsons, it's always a minor character.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's never one of the main ones. If it is, the closest anyone ever gets is Abe. Like Abe Simpson.
See, I used to love Abe a lot. Since my grandfather died, it's like, I start to feel guilt, even though I know I did a lot of things for my grandfather and I didn't do anything wrong. But it's like, was my grandfather really that sad at the home, and I didn't see him as much as I'd wanted to, and stuff as I could have.
Yeah.
And yeah, you look at that sort of thing, and it's like, oh shit. And I feel guilty whenever I see Grandpa on screen, because I think he's hilarious, but I feel so bad. It's like, did I not do the right thing, and am I being like that to my grandfather? Because I was very close with him.
Yeah. Well, by the sheer fact that, say, you're very close to him, you weren't. If you know what I mean.
Because I said I was close to him, I'm not like The Simpsons, you mean?
Yeah. You weren't being like that.
Yeah, fair enough. Oh, wow, we're having a therapy session in here as well.
Oh, God.
But yeah, like, Abe has some moments that absolutely cracked me up. Where I just lost my shit multiple times. Like, I think one of my favorite Abe moments was, I think Mr. Burns was Bart was Mr. Burns' heir, and Homer's trying to scare him to make him have a heart attack so they can get the money. And he goes, boo to Mr. Burns, and Abe's somewhere else in the room and starts dropping. Like, yeah, just...
He's another one that they've changed over time.
Who, Abe?
Yeah. Like, in the early seasons, Abe was this badass World War II veteran. In the later seasons, he's this feeble old man that can't remember what day it is, and he shakes his fist at the cloud.
Yeah, he has had a lot of tonal shifts throughout. But that being said, one of the more recent episodes is him being a spy and getting hunted down by an MI6 agent, I think it is.
Good.
And he still has some badass moments. But yeah, like it is one of those sort of things where it's like, okay, they they do have a big tonal shift with a character, and they focus on like one aspect of it and just ramp it up to 11. Which is actually, it's interesting because the same thing happened with Ned Flanders. Originally, he was going to be just a good neighbor. Yeah. But then they just turned the Oakley Dokley sort of stuff up to the full ball. And it's actually called Flanderizing or Flanderisms, to do, like, take one aspect of a character and just turn it up to 1,000,000.
Yeah. And, like, now Ned's one of some people's favorite character. He's got a whole band named after him, or dedicated to him.
Dokley. Yeah,
dedicated to him.
He's a solid character. Like, he's quite entertaining when he wants to be.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's also a good little bit of satire because he does parody a lot of the right-wing conservative Christian.
Yeah.
And like but it's weird because then he does, like, I'm talking like the extreme right-wing conservative Christians, like over in the US. But the thing is, then he'll turn around and actually like give to the poor and do the nice things that would be typically seen as like a good Christian. So yeah, he's a very interesting character.
We won't get into right-wing idiots in America at the moment.
That would be a tangent for another day. But
yeah, let's just leave that one there because I will yell again. No one wants that on the podcast. Again.
Especially with your lungs the way they are at the moment.
Yeah, I know. I'll get like one sentence out and then just die.
We could have the first death by podcast ever.
It'll be the second. I died once before.
On the podcast, though?
Yeah.
When was that?
When I was talking about Vince McMahon, I just died.
Oh, no, you got angry. I'm talking about actual death.
No, I'm talking actual death. I died, and then I came back to life. And then I finished the rant. Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, then and that's another thing to talk about is Vince McMahon and all that jazz at the moment.
Holy shit! That's all I got to say. I'm very, very surprised that allegations didn't come out earlier.
Oh well, there was allegations earlier. What didn't Sable sue him for sexual harassment?
Kind of. She sued them for over-sexualizing her, and then one of the parts of the court case was that she felt pressured to give certain people sexual acts to stay at certain points on the card. Now she's married to the scariest man on earth, so no one's going to do that.
Yeah, I would not want to mess with Brock Lesnar in any way, shape, or form.
He literally owns an entire province of Canada.
An entire province, really?
Yeah. He bought it from the Canadian government because he didn't want to be disturbed, and he uses that land to hunt and feed his family.
Yeah. He's such a bizarre man, to be honest.
Yeah, but like literally because he didn't want to be disturbed, he bought a fucking province. And mind you, it's like one of the most remote province and underutilized provinces in the entire world. But he bought it, and he was like, fuck you, stay off my land, and he apparently built a big fuck off fence around it.
I was going to say, Trump should have hired him for the border with Mexico.
Shit. All you would have to do is walk along and say, don't come in. I will get you if you come in.
No, I think Machete could take him, Danny Trejo.
Yeah, but Danny Trejo is already American.
I know, but he's going to be very protective of his Mexican family that'd be over there. But anyway, we're tangenting. Wow, what a surprise.
Holy shit, that was a massive tangent.
It was a tangent within a tangent within a tangent. It was a pretty good one.
Yeah, it was. It was like tangent inception. It went 4 levels deep.
So my next question about The Simpsons is, what do you think about the voice changes they've done recently for a lot of the characters, and also the whole thing with Apu being taken away? What do you think about that sort of stuff?
I think in the 90s, Apu was funny and it didn't offend anyone. As soon as it started offending someone, then it needed to go. Same argument with the Redskins. Like,
Yeah,
both Lolly and the
it's
football team, they didn't
yeah,
need that racist ass name. And they taste and play exactly the same.
yeah, yeah, exactly. I just got what you meant by taste and play.
The football team tastes the same and the Lollies
Yeah.
play the same.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I thought. But yeah, like I'm pro changing like things like black characters having black voice actors. Apu did become like he started as not as much of a racial stereotype and then slowly moved more into it because once again, like I said with the Flanderisms, they took that aspect of his personality and just drove it up to 1,000,000.
That's what I mean by in the 90s it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, because it wasn't as overt and straight up and just all just full on. Like then it became all there was about him.
Exactly. It was kind of crapshoot, really. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But like there are a few changes that are good. Like we'll get into it next episode because I've got a couple of trivia questions for you.
Oh, cool.
That we'll talk about in the next episode. But yeah, like a few character changes have been good. And a few character changes, like we were talking about, the aggressiveness and the narcissism of Homer are worse. But yeah.
To be honest, watching some just talking about the character changes, watching some of the more recent episodes, Marge has become a little bit more badass. Like she is actively like usually before she was the whole stand by your man sort of thing. More recent episodes, she's like, nah, I'm fucking sick of his shit.
Yeah, she's had those moments throughout the series, like when she became the cop.
Oh yeah, but even then, she still just went back to Homer, and even then, she was still loving him. She just I'm sorry, when I mean badass in this way, it's like you see a huge tonal change in her as a character.
Yeah,
because she now is like, no, I'm not gonna let Homer get away with everything. I'm gonna call him out for being an idiot. And she starts doing that, which is something she had rarely done in previous seasons. It's really interesting way to change the series up.
Yeah. It's like I said, good in that way. Like, if you know what I mean.
I think that's a really positive change. And the development of Smithers as a gay man is a really positive one.
And bring out, was it Selma that came out?
I think it was. It was one of the twin sisters. But the main reason I say Smithers is because for so long it was this unrequited love for Mr. Burns, but he's now got a boyfriend in the series.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a lot of interesting growth. And yeah, I think it was one of the twins, Patty or Selma, I can't remember. And what's his name? The music teacher.
Yeah.
Is gay as well.
Yeah. And the fact that they used to use it as a comedic crutch back in the 90s, even 5-6 years ago, they were using it as a comedic crutch. But now they're looking at it as a more serious issue and not a laughing matter, it's just normal.
It is just normal, rather than just a gag.
Yeah. He's gay.
Don't get me wrong, there's some funny moments, like when he's in the corner covering his eyes and the strippers are right up on him.
Yeah.
Like that sort of moment. Like there are moments that make it really funny because it is such an exaggerated thing.
But that wasn't making fun of him because he was gay. I don't think.
It was making fun of his awkwardness in a situation that is typically very hetero.
Yeah, exactly.
I even love the when he turns on the computer. Hello, Smithers. You're quite good at turning me on.
Yes.
So, what character do you think is like, I'm not going to say the one you like the least, but which popular character do you think is the most overrated?
Probably Bart.
You think Bart's the most overrated?
Yeah. Like, he
Okay.
was good back in the early days, but the show kind of revolves around Homer.
Yeah,
for a
that was
very
one of the
long
big
time.
changes where they changed the direction. Because originally it was about Bart as the centerpiece, but then they were like, no, we'll go with Homer. And that happens with a lot of different cartoon series. Like
that'll change again to like Lisa or someone.
No, I think it'll stay on Homer.
Maybe not Lisa, but it might go back to Bart.
Like, well, there's always Bart-centered episodes and stuff like that, but Homer is still, and he's probably going to stay being the main character, effectively, like the one that most things are based around, because it's his dumber shenanigans that cause all the issues, cause the complications in a storyline.
Yeah, true.
But no, I do get what you mean, though. Like, Bart has really changed his character, and that happens a lot in series based on popularity. Like, I mean, you look at you watched Drawn Together, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
I always get confused with the one with the classic cartoons and the one with the lunch box characters.
Okay, so Drawn Together's the classic cartoons and video game characters in a big brother house.
Yeah.
And yeah, they're originally they weren't, like, Captain Hero was going to be a pretty minor character, but they just saw how much potential they had with him and just kept going and made him much more central as a character. The same thing happened with South Park, because originally it was going to be more about the four boys, but then more episodes became more Cartman centered because he was the one that would cause the complication. It's a similar sort of thing to Homer.
And also he was one more merch of his being sold, etc., etc.
Yeah,
which is also a driving factor in those type of corporations.
Absolutely. Like, and also, like, he had many more catchphrases. Like, the only catchphrase from South Park, just as an example, that wasn't a Cartman one was probably the "Oh my God, they killed Kenny, you bastards," which was Stan and Kyle.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you had, like, what? Respect my authority. You had "Screw you guys, I'm going home. I'm not fat, I'm just big boned," which he doesn't use that much anymore, but he's developed so many big catchphrases that just did well.
You could have bought me dinner before you fucked me.
That was only one episode, though. It
wasn't. But it's still, that shit has stuck around. I know people that still say that to this day. I went into the high school a few weeks ago, and there were kids still saying that.
Yeah, like, it's a fantastic line.
It is. Could have bought me dinner before you fucked me.
Can you take me to the makeup store, because I like to look pretty before I'm well and truly fucked?
Oh, God. There's another
tangent
about this. There is a documentary on Paramount Plus about the making of that episode, how they did it in 6 days. And Trey Parker said it will never be iconic, and it's one of our worst episodes ever.
Well, yeah, like, they also didn't like Make Love Not Warcraft.
Yeah.
Like, they didn't think it was going to do well, and it did hugely well. Like, yeah,
it's like one of my that and the Testicle episode are like my two favorite episodes.
The what episode?
Testicle episode.
Oh, what, where Randy puts his balls in the microwave?
Microwave it to get medical marijuana.
I'm just going to get a little cancer, Stan.
Just tell Wawa I'm just getting a little bit, Stan. Okay.
Stan, can you get me a beer? And he's there with his balls in the microwave. Or before that, where he's getting a tan, smoking and drinking and just doing all these things that typically cause cancer. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, to be honest, that episode is amazing. I do love it.
What kind of cancers?
Bringing us back on topic. What's your favorite episode?
Favorite episode?
Of The Simpsons, not South Park.
It's hard to say. Like, for iconic reasons, it's got to be the first episode with Santa's Little Helper. But
what was it? Simpsons roasting on an open fire or something, or like? It's some play on chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Yeah, something like that. Later, or mid episodes, I would probably. It's hard to say. The flawed Flanders. The Maud Flanders death episode is pretty good.
Yeah, fair enough. Like, I think
For a different reason. It's not funny.
Yeah. I think my favorite episode is the one where they're escaping Sideshow Bob and they end up on the houseboat.
Oh yeah, the what is it? Cabin Fever episode.
It's a play on Lake Placid, isn't it?
Oh, it could be Lake Placid. I don't know. It's whatever
Anyway,
that psychopath, the Robert
There
De
are so
Niro,
many moments in it that I lose my shit. Like, one of my favorite moments in it,
the
just
race.
where Sideshow Bob is underneath the car.
Yeah.
And it's like, hey, kids, do you want to drive through that cactus patch? Yeah. No. 3 years and a no. Let's go. But the only part in that tops that, like, and this part is probably my favorite Simpsons moment of all time. It's where Bart's laying in bed and Homer runs in with the butcher's knife, like, hey, Bart, would you like me to cut you a brownie before you go to bed? He's like, yeah, let me cut you a brownie. They're still hot. Dad, I kind of don't like you coming in here brandishing a butcher's knife screaming when I have a murderer after me. Oh, right. Sorry, son. Hey, Bart, would you like to see my new chainsaw and Hockey Mask? I fucking lose my shit every time. That moment is just so funny.
It is.
Like that episode, like, even just the going back and forth when Bart's on the thing and he goes to one end of the thing, sees crocodiles, goes back to the other end of the boat, sees eels, goes back to the other end, sees crocodiles. Oh, yeah. Like, there's so many funny moments in that episode.
Is that the one where he also makes him do the entire play?
HMAS Pinafore? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does. Like, it's like just so many strong jokes that are just funny. And even creating the rake moment is great.
Yeah. Which they call back on every single time.
With
Sideshow
it's
Bob.
another thing with Sideshow Bob where they just they turn that moment up to 11.
Yeah.
But
actually, Sideshow Bob probably is my number 3 favorite character.
Okay, he's a character that's not used often, but when he is, it's always good.
Yeah,
I find. Like, even just the whole, like, isn't that a tattoo on your chest saying "Die Bart Die"? No, it's German. It says "the Bart, the." No one who speaks German could be evil. It's like,
or when he steals the atomic bomb and the bomb goes off, but it's only a little poof.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's you have to go for that classic charm.
Anyway, we should wrap up this week's episode.
Yeah. So yeah, we're going to be talking about Simpsons again for next week's episode. So
yeah,
tune into that. But yeah, obviously, like our Facebook, like our our Twitter. Like, do we have Twitter?
I haven't done this in a while. Yeah, we have a Twitter at Before IWC. Facebook, facebook.com/IWC, Before IWC. If you want to email us anything at all, it's beforeiwc@gmail.com. We can literally talk about anything on the air, and we're allowed to say fuck. So you can swear at us too.
I don't know why, but that moment then, and just going back to wrestling in a tangent, it made me think of the DX promo where they were talking about trying to stop swearing, and they just end up swearing.
Yeah. Don't get me off on a tangent because I love that story. But also Patreon.com. Yeah, YouTube, Facebook. YouTube, we need a certain amount of subscribers before we can get a custom URL. So go to our YouTube and just search Before It Was Cool, and you'll see a bunch of videos there. Like us, subscribe to us, all that jazz. Patreon.com/Patreon. Patreon.com/Before IWC. That's PATREON.com/Before Patreon.
See, I thought just then you were going to start. Patreon was putting themselves on Patreon to make more money.
Exactly. They probably are on Patreon, to be honest. Everyone is. But yeah, go there. You can help us out quite a bit if you subscribe. And you get exclusive updates. Like today, all of our listeners, all of our Patreon subscribers, all of our one Patreon subscriber got a notification that we're recording tonight.
Yeah. Even though I also told the person that we were recording this weekend anyway.
Exactly.
But yeah, she got it in person. That's what you get if you go on Patreon and, you know, you're willing to sleep with me.
And me. But only my wife has that privilege. She has a huge dick. She will slap you. Don't do it.
And I mean, that's the other reason why Tom is in a wheelchair the size of Taya's dick.
Exactly. She thinks it's fucking hilarious that we gave her a dick, by the way.
Well, see, that's the next thing I was going to say. Like, I heard that her dick is so big that when she penetrates you, it actually hits your lungs, and that's why you've been recovering so slowly from COVID.
Exactly.
Yeah, your lungs are damaged from too many, like, pokings.
Oh, god damn it. She's either going to laugh her ass off at this or kill me. It's one of the two.
Well, if she does kill you, can I have your computer so I can keep the podcast going?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd figure out how to use all the programs, but yes, you can get the computer.
Yep, easy done.
Okay. So, yeah, that's episode 28.1, or part 1, whatever you want to say. I'm Tom on Treads. This is Shakey Jay.
I'm Shakey Jay. And yeah, we'll chat to you guys next time. And we will try to get these out more often than what we have been recently. So yeah, see you later.
See you later.
The girl from